Ever tried watching your athlete's game from anywhere in the world? With Replayer, you actually can. I had a friend watch his son's game live from his flight. My son watched a live game from the car while we were driving up the California coast. It doesn't matter where you are, grandparents across the country, cousins on the other side of the world, teammates who just moved away, set up the camera, hit go live, and everyone with a link is right there on the sideline. Live streaming is free. Unlimited games, unlimited teams, unlimited users. No complex tiers. Everyone gets access. And forget waiting hours for footage. I recorded a 60-minute game and it was ready in 5 minutes. Players were clipping highlights on the ride home. One camera, made in the USA, unlimited everything. If you never want to miss those moments, head to replayer.com. The link is in the show notes. Family-owned Soccer Innovation is your go-to source for top quality equipment. Whether you're a player, a supportive family member, or a dedicated coach, they have everything you need to elevate your game. For players, their innovative equipment are designed to boost your skills and performance on the pitch. From their agility cones to their portable goals, they have you covered. And family members, they offer durable equipment that's built to last because we know your support is critical to your player. Coaches, trust me, they can provide the equipment you need to run effective training sessions and shape the next generation of soccer players. Visit Soccer Innovations at soccerinnovations.com to start elevating your game with them. And if you use the code PITCH, PITCH, you can receive up to 10% off your next order. Hello and welcome back to Chat by the Pitch. This is Ian Babcock, your host. Today I'm joined by Easton Brooks, his mom and dad, Mark and Christy. This young man who left Texas at 14 years old to chase a professional soccer opportunity in Spain. We talk about what it really is like living overseas, adapting to a completely different soccer culture, and how the joy of the game still drives everything for him. Let's start this chat and head to the pitch.
Hi, my name is Easton, and I am 16, and I was born here in Dallas, Texas, and I love soccer more than anything.
Awesome. And
okay, yeah, I'm Christy Brooks. I'm his mom, raised in Houston, moved to Dallas, and married Mark, and had Easton in Berkeley, and
his twin sister,
and we've got 2 older boys, too, and didn't really know much about soccer, but now, thanks to Easton, we are a soccer family.
Yep, and my name is Mark Brooks, just born and raised here in Arlington, Texas. Lived a couple of different states over the life of my time before meeting Christy. And being from Arlington, Texas, baseball was my passion. Loved it, and we named Easton for that reason, for the equipment and the background of all of that, but yet he chose soccer and totally loves soccer as well now.
I love it. Easton, let's start off with you. So when was the first memory you have of this beautiful game that we're going to be talking about?
I would say we joined a rec team, but it was through our church organization. And so it was a team called the Frogs. And I just remember going to the training and just absolutely loving it because I was there with my friends and got to play it with them.
Did you play any other sports besides this first experience with soccer, or was it?
Oh yeah, we made him try baseball.
Yeah. So I did try baseball. I probably tried that for 2 years maybe, and I hated it, did not know how to play at all, and was like, we need to try something else.
So let's dig a little bit deeper. So this was about what age again? Sorry, I didn't get the age.
About 4 or 5 years old.
4 or 5. Okay, so that's very relatable to most families. So as you're going, so when was the first time that you decided you were all in this game? Because it's addicting.
Yeah, I would say probably when I went and tried out for our local select team, which is called Alpha Forms. and it was challenging, but I still knew that like I loved the game and that I could just work on myself and like my skills and get better at it. So that's when I decided, and that was probably when I was about 7 years old.
7 or 8.
7 or 8, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you're going through this, what point did you realize this was my future? Every kid thinks their future is in the game at 6 or 7, but like when did you realize like you actually had a natural God-given talent for this game to move forward?
It's hard to say, but I think whenever I like before going to Spain, where I like was actually gaining confidence and felt like I could like dribble anyone and be the best player on the field, is when I really felt like I could go really far and like maybe even one day be like one of the best in the sport.
I like hearing that. So at what age did you realize you had a chance for Spain then?
Probably when I was around 12 or 13.
So as you're prepping to realize that you're able to get here, did you think that Spain was a real option for you, or was it something that you had to realize you had to work really hard for it to achieve?
I think whenever, like before I was 12 or 13, like just from 7 to 12 to 13, I was just having fun playing. And then once I knew that Spain was an option and that I could be able to go there, I started to like really like work hard for it and to try and strive to go there.
So what age did you actually jump to Spain then? What age was it that you transferred? Like you realized now this is an option and now you're going to Spain to go play?
I tried out when I was 14 and I went the same summer that I tried out. So yeah, it happened super quick.
That's amazing. So I'm thinking that's 2 years away from my son right now. I know talking to athletes and coaches and players that have played at high levels, that's the age that they get targeted. So what was let me stop and pause for a second to think how to say this. You tried out that summer, and then what was the tryout through? Was it through like a Barca camp, or was it through like an ID camp through clubs, or was it through something unique?
It was. Is it recording still?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's recording. Sorry.
We can edit this all out.
No, it was more of a unique situation because I had a coach here that was from Spain, and he was able to get me 2 tryouts at 2 different teams, and I was able to go there and perform, and then got invited to stay.
So I want you to break down this tryout experience, because as a parent that has never heard from an athlete at your age, this experience. So break it down. Let families know what this experience was like, because I can't imagine the internal stress and pressure you put on yourself, because I'm assuming your parents are like, go have fun. From my chats with your moms, that's what it seems like. So what was the experience like for you as an athlete?
I knew I had to go and have fun to like really enjoy it, because you never know when you could get another opportunity like this. But in the same sense, there's also the part where you have to perform, because you never know when you could get another opportunity like this. So it was really nerve-wracking for me, because I wanted to stay there. And if I wanted to stay there, I would have to do really well and also want them to want me.
Did you have any type of internal monologue in your head that you played trying to psych yourself up, or not to make it so much pressure that you were nervous to go out there? Because I think most athletes, if you watch the NFL Columbine, you go out there and watch them, they don't seem nervous. If you go watch, we can talk baseball. If you go watch baseball players going to go try out, or having an example, or whatever sport it is, they're calm, cool, collective. Were you that way out there because you knew you had the skill set to be there and the talent to be there, It's not being overconfident, it's just knowing your skill sets.
Yeah, so I think before I even get on the field, it's more of an excited nervousness. But then as soon as I get on the field, I just know and remember that I've put in the work and I've done all the reps to develop the skills in order to go out there and perform. So it all just comes naturally at that point.
So you said you had multiple tryouts. So was this just one, or was this the first? After this first one, what was the second one like? Was it a little bit easier for you to go jump in and not be so nervous?
Yes, I definitely feel like the second one was a lot easier, and that the second one was the team we ended up going to.
That's awesome. So did you ever question yourself or your coaches that this was really something you could?
Yeah, there's always a little bit of questioning, whether I could go over there and do this, because I've gone over there when I was before 12. I'd gone over there for 2 weeks at a time and 3 weeks at a time and seen the level, but it was more of a uncertainty of whether I could go over there for an extended period of time without my family and be there without them and also still perform and play the game that I love.
I like that. So as you're prepping for this, and once you were accepted, what age was this at, and what age did you make the transition to literally move to a foreign country to go play this game? Because this is going to be the impressive part, I think.
Yeah, so it was when I was 14. So the summer that I went and tried out when I was 14, they got back to us by the end of the summer and said that I could stay. And so we made the decision to stay for that school year.
So as you're staying over there for the school year, now being in a foreign country, did you do traditional schooling over there, or did you do schooling that was like homeschooling here in the United States so you can keep your competitive edge for college or whatever it may be down the road for you?
Yeah, so it was an international school. It was school based out of, Maresme, but it was a school from the UK, right?
It's an IB school, so it's a UK-based school.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah.
So moving over there at 14, I'm thinking what I was doing at 14. I don't think I was ready to move out of my parents' house and to a foreign country, let alone doing everything that you're doing. So do you feel doing that, did that change your perspective on the game at all? Being able to go pretty much study soccer and have alcohol schooling be the secondary side of it, because even though you're still getting your education, it's no different than I look at it as no different than a trade school here in the United States. You go practice your trade, but you're still getting an education in between working and everything else. Do you find that this helped you be more motivated with your education side of the game? Not the education side of the game, the education side of your education. So you're preparing yourself to make sure that you're a well-rounded person, so you can either choose to go off to college or possibly go to university overseas and play, or play here in the United States. Are you still focused on your schooling throughout this experience so far?
Yes, I definitely am focused on my schooling because this was my first year of high school. And so it was getting to a point where I was like, okay, I need to still be able to focus on school, because what happens if I get injured and I get injured, and even if I decide to go pro and I get injured then and I haven't gone to college yet, I would still need to keep up my studies to be able to get a job and do that.
You're 14, you're making decisions. That just tells the maturity that you have and the faith your parents have in you to be successful. It should make you feel very proud of yourself if you're not already. So as you're going through this process, in the last 2 years, do you feel like you've grown up a lot very quickly because of the environment you've been in?
Yeah, it's weird because a lot of people tell me that I'm super mature and that I'm more grown up than my age, but I don't know, I just have been that way for quite
Ever.
a while since I've remembered. It hasn't really felt like that I've grown up over the past 2 years. It feels like I've just been like doing what I know.
I like hearing that. That's how life should be. You should be doing what you know, understand, and enjoying it, especially at your age. So as you're going through this process, were you literally over there by yourselves, or was it a residency program and your parents were there in their own place, or were you truly on your own in a foreign country trying to figure this all out and loving life to the best?
So this first school year, the first year when I was 14, it was a residency program. But then this past year, I went for a little when I was trying to stay. And that was like the first year that I was doing everything on my own. So I got to experience a little bit of both. But the first year was just a residency program where it was a little easier.
With 2 others.
Yeah, the residency program was very organized and everything was like it was structured. And the second time he went over, he was staying in a dorm with kids from age
All over the world.
all over the world. They all played soccer. They played at multiple clubs. There was transportation provided, but you literally had to go and get on the buses yourself to go to training. And they fed him 3 meals a day, but if you weren't down in the cafeteria, you didn't eat. And he would Uber to the grocery store and get his own groceries and do his own laundry and all the things.
So I just have to ask, as a parent, how much clothes have you ruined from bleach?
He's probably done a better job at laundry than I have.
Bleach is a tricky one. So what was the name of the club that you ended up going with, if you don't mind sharing?
It was called Villassar de Mar.
Now, when you were playing there, what level of a club is that? Is it I know nothing about, I know the EPL academies, I know a little bit about Villarreal's academies and what they have in their residency programs they have for kids, but what is it like being part of this club and going to try out, and not trying, but training and playing and earning your time in spots, and what's that like?
It felt a lot more professional, and so the level that it was at, it wasn't an academy team, but it was a team that would compete against the other academy teams in Spain. So
like against Barcelona and against Girona and
Espanyol.
They were in the top league in the Catalan Federation.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you ever feel like training was intimidating, or was it relaxing because you knew you had the skill set? I think that I'm going back to that wording purposely.
No, there was some trainings it just clicked, but most of the trainings it was me having to figure it out and like relearn like the style of play over there and how to just improve, because the level, it was a lot harder than what I was used to here.
Because you've experienced this, and so parents can understand, like me, what would you say the major difference level of playing over there at your age and coming over here and playing when you're able to come back and play? What's the difference between the level of play, would you say?
I think the biggest difference is people always say it's like the technical ability, which I would agree, but I would go deeper into saying that it's a different type of technique. They have a different type of technique than most kids over here do, where they're super smart on the ball and really efficient in whatever it is they're doing. And so, like, kids here, like, I feel like I'm a really technical player, and like I was more technical than some of the kids over there, but it was really hard for me to keep up like mentally because they were super smart and able to play super fast.
The speed of the game was the major difference then.
Yeah.
Would you say I always call it the foresight of the game? Would you say that's more of the difference? You may be very technically on the ball, but if you didn't have the foresight of where your teammate was running, they always describe, I'll use Messi, that's the greatest example. They always say Messi knows where every single player is on the field.
Yes.
On the pitch. And when you're looking at the pitch, is that what you're saying? They understood where the next movement was going to be, or the next, or switch, or whatever it may be, needed to happen?
Yes, they were really good at thinking ahead and knowing where to go with the ball before they even receive it.
I don't disagree with that's what's missing here in the United States. So we teach skills, we don't IQ. What was the first game that you were exposed to, and what was that first experience walking out and making the roster and playing like?
It was pretty nerve-wracking, and just being able to play against other Spanish teams, I was pretty scared. But like once I got out there, it was just trying my best and just doing what I had known and learned before.
Did you find that playing in those games pushed you differently than they did here growing up, or was the games, I shouldn't say style, you said the speed of the game is different, but if you take away the speed of the game, was everything similar, or is it completely different experience?
No, it was completely different. Here, I was used to playing like 4 or 5 games a weekend, and there it was just one game a weekend. So you really had to learn to put everything into that one game. And so kids over there, like the competition, it was like 100 more times intense than what it was here in the games.
I have a question for later for you now, because you made me think of something.
Mhm.
Give me the heads up. So did you have to, going through these games, going through trainings, did you have to unlearn anything? Because we do a lot of bad habits here, I've learned, talking to a lot of coaches from all over. So what was the first thing you had to unlearn, or first thing to rethink through a process that was ingrained in you?
Yeah, so I was taught to like dribble. When I'm dribbling, I would always take like small touches and try and do a lot of skills to move the defender. And so whenever I would try that over there, sometimes it would work. But what I really had to learn was to be more efficient in my skill moves and trying to beat defenders. So it goes back to the thinking ahead part, where you had to, like before you even get the ball, know what you're going to do and do it more effectively.
Okay. I think that's something important for parents to hear, because I think that's a completely different approach to how we are here. Do you find the coaching style then to be different or more demanding, or I would say less sympathetic than here in the United States? I feel because it's more of a business driven here with parents backing it, where over there it's a club backing it. Do you find the coaching style to be completely different?
No, yeah. So the coaches, they love the kids, but if a kid is not doing well or they're not listening to the coach, is going to tell the kid, and either the kid stays and tries harder or the kid just leaves. And so it's not how it is here, where the parents get involved and the parents are trying to get the kid to stay on the team and things like that.
Did that add added pressure for you as an individual, realizing that was an outcome, or did it make it more relaxing because there is no outside pressure? It's truly based on talent and skill.
I was never worried about that part, so I guess it was a relief, because I knew if I was just trying my hardest that it would work out.
I really like that, because I think that is something we struggle with here in the United States with parents, that we don't give the chance for athletes to express themselves, I guess is the best way of saying it, on the pitch. And from the sounds of it, you've had support at home, and now you've gone over and tested it in some probably much tougher environments than you'll ever see here. And how do you feel those pressures and constraints have been being over there and playing, and how do you look at it going forward now?
Now that I've experienced that and have gotten the knowledge of how to deal with those situations, it's a lot easier here, because now I have like even more support from my family being here with me, and so it's a lot easier to do things like even just playing when I have like my family around me. Because over there, I mean, it's the exact same thing as you're doing here, but it's just 10 times harder because you don't have your family and the support from them.
So you've grown to appreciate all that you have since you're at home.
Something else that's interesting is like all the other kids are from most of the kids on the team are from Spain, so they have what he had back here. Their whole family is coming to the games and supporting them and going out to lunch afterwards. And over there, it was every now and then he'd get invited by a teammate and their family to go with them or something like that. But he didn't have that. I was going back and forth, but I wasn't there for every weekend's game. So he would just ride the bus home. And if he had a great game, celebrate with himself and maybe the kids back at the academy. But he didn't have that whole, or if it was a bad game and he needed someone to talk to. So, yeah.
Earlier we talked about schooling and how it was an international school and it was a residency program. Did you find the balance between playing soccer and school to be challenging, or did it just naturally flow for you because you had that here in the United States, a flow between the two?
I think it was pretty easy. It was more of a flow because I was so used to, like, in public school just getting my schoolwork done and then looking forward to the training later that night. So in Spain, it was no different. I would just go to school, get home, do homework if I had any, and then go to training.
How many days a week did you train?
Every day.
And how many hours a day did you train?
It would depend. So Mondays, it was for 4 hours. Tuesdays, it was 2 hours. Wednesdays, 4 hours. Thursdays, 4 hours. And Fridays, 2 hours.
Were the intensities on the longer nights more intense? Because I'm assuming games were on Saturdays. I'm assuming it was a lighter schedule on Friday nights if you were playing on Saturdays.
Yes. So not all of them were with the team. So I had 3 sessions with the team per week. And then I have 5 sessions with the residency program that I was with in the mornings of every day.
Yeah.
And I think at some points we'd have trainings on Fridays, and it would be Fridays it'd be a lighter session. We would do a film session for 30 minutes before the training and then go out and train for probably an hour, and then the last 30 minutes would be more of some light games.
You mentioned film. I didn't even think of this. With film, did you watch a lot of film, or was it just 30 minutes, that one 30-minute session?
So we would watch film after every game. So the training session after the game, and then the training session before every game.
Did you find the film training to be fascinating or exciting? I know you're sitting in a room watching a TV screen, and everything's being picked apart or telling what you're doing well. But did you find it to be helpful and more education?
Yes, it was. I actually learned like so much from that. Even though like it was in a different language, like just the visuals of everything, because they were speaking, I knew some Spanish, but they were speaking Catalan, which is a lot harder, but some of the words are like similar. And so I had to learn a lot of that. But during the film sessions, I would learn a lot because our team, it introduced me to a lot of things like rotations and players coming out of position into another position. And so it taught me a lot about that, which I had never seen before over here.
That's interesting. I'm just thinking, A, you're learning film. Second, you're doing it in a second language. So you said you had a basis of Spanish and you're learning Catalan. I think I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, Catalan.
Catalan.
Yeah.
Did you find that the coaches were a little bit more giving you more grace as you're going through this process, or did you pretty much pick up on what they were saying by what they were describing in the film?
I think if I didn't get anything during the film, I think I got most of it. But if there was ever something I was struggling with, like out on the pitch, and the coaches could see it, they'd get on to me, but they would also help me and make sure that I was understanding it.
Was all training sessions in Catalan then, or any of it in English?
No.
None of it.
Oh my goodness. So I can't imagine. I have to give your parents props. I have to give you props right now because that's a lot to undertake. at 14 years old and 15 years old. And now you're 16. So
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. So as you're going through this, what has the growth been like growing up for you? Because your family's here. Your mom mentioned that she came over now and then to spend time over there. So how has your family dynamics changed for you as an individual? Because going away can build either stronger strengths or make you more rebellious. I don't know which way I can guess, but
No, I definitely feel like it's made us stronger because I feel like especially with my sister, I've grown a lot closer to her because I was used to not like seeing her a lot. And so every moment that I got with her, it was like really a lot. So I was able to, it was nice being able to spend it with her.
there's nothing wrong with loving your sister. So how has your relationship with your parents?
It's the same thing. Like I went 3 months without seeing my dad because I moved over there and then I didn't see him until Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it was the same deal where as soon as I saw him, I was just trying to spend every moment with him.
And how do you think it changed with your other siblings? I think you have two older.
It's all the same because I'm used to having everyone at our house and with us and everyone just being around because like right now we have my brother and his fiance living with us.
It's his wife. It's his wife.
His wife, my bad.
They're married.
And so I'm just used to having all the family around and I really love it. And so whenever I got that taken away from me by moving to Spain, it really taught me to, whenever I do come back for holidays or get to see them for holidays, to just enjoy every moment I can with them.
And how did this relationship change with your soccer then? Because this all ties together. Family, soccer's family. It just extends differently.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I perform better when my family's here and they're watching me and they're supporting me. And so when I was over there, I had to learn to perform even with them not being there. But now that I'm back and I've learned how to do that, it's definitely a lot easier to perform and to have fun and to just play to the best of my abilities because now they're watching me and I have them there.
I love hearing that. And how has your view changed of you? You've just answered that. But how has your view changed of you in the game? You said that you perform better when your family's there and you've learned how to do it without your family there. But how has the game changed with you through the last 2 years?
I've really learned that the more fun you're having, the better you're going to play. So the less you're worrying about things, the more you're just enjoying yourself out there and trying hard, but still having fun and competing, the better you're going to play and the better you'll perform.
I really appreciate that. That's, as a parent sitting across from a 16-year-old child telling me the most important things, the joy, that just sends goosebumps up my back and my arm, goosebumps down my arms, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's finding that love. What was your best moment in Spain so far?
I knew this one.
We were in a tournament called MIC Cup, and we were playing PSG. And so the game was 0-0, and it went to PKs, and it was tied up, and I was taking the last PK, and so I stepped up and scored it and won it for our team.
It was awesome.
That's awesome, yes. What has been the hardest moment?
Hardest moment.
I think I know this one too.
There's two. One soccer related, one is family related. I'll go for the soccer related one first. So the first 2 or 3 weeks I was training with this, like basically the second team for my age. And so I had a bad game and I just needed to get extra training. So I asked if I could have training with the higher up team, the A team for my age. And so they were like, it ends up good.
Being good.
It ends up being good. But I was like super down, and I just had one of the worst games ever, and I was super mad. And so that was probably the hardest moment for me, and just having to deal with that. But then it ended up good because I got that training with the top team and performed out of my mind, like just had fun. And then they immediately after the training, they wanted to move me up. So it was hard, but I bounced back from it.
And if you're going to tell another 14, if you're going to go back and let's say, I'm going to start anyone younger than you, what advice would you give them if they're thinking about the pathway that you're taking right now?
I would probably say, I want to say have fun, because as long as you're having fun, like, that's all that really matters. Like, just being able to play the sport is a blessing. So just have fun.
I like that answer. There's nothing wrong with that answer. Who has been the greatest influence on you as a soccer player to this day? And it can be a range of people. It doesn't have to be one person. It's a chance to give a shout out to everyone that has been an influence, and you can tell them why or let it be.
Okay. I have two. So first, my parents, because they've taught me like so much, not just on the field, but off the field, which has helped me tremendously on the field as well. And so just teaching me to be kind, respectful, to have manners and things like that, it really goes a long way. And so it really, them. And then I would also say, like, a professional player that I look up to is Christian Pulisic, because he went through the exact same thing when he went to Borussia Dortmund and did the exact same thing as me. So for him being an American player and doing that, it just shows that I can do it too.
Easton's story is a reminder that chasing big dreams come with sacrifice, pressure, and a lot of unknowns, but also incredible growth. Hearing a young player talk about joy, family, work ethic, and learning a completely different soccer culture says a lot about who he's becoming both on and off the pitch. I want to also congratulate Easton on being selected for the All-Star team on the National Select game, and his performance at the U17 showcase this past weekend. Watching him play during the Dallas Cup this year was an absolute blast. And yes, I still have a photo of him receiving the yellow card the moment from that match. A big thanks to Easton and the entire Brooks family for making this happen and turning this around so quickly after recording several months ago. And a special thanks to my wife for helping me find this family and pointing them out in the first place. This podcast, I've enjoyed what I've been trying to do, the messages that I'm putting out there. Please give me some ratings, some stars on all the podcast sites that you listen to this on. Give me a review, share with others. The more I can make this grow, the more I can continue doing this. I'm really trying to make a difference in our soccer community. So I hope you guys have enjoyed all this. And until next time, I'll see you at the pitch.